Hi, my name is Chad Watkins, and I'll be the teacher for this lesson. This is
Farah Sassman.
and she will be our learner. So just tell me really quick, where did you go to school, or if you're still in school, and then your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, I went to school at UCI. My favorite ice cream flavor, I'll say cookie dough.
Okay, good. So I'm a senior drama major at UCI. It's my fourth plus a little bit extra year, and I love moose tracks. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your skills in music. So, have you ever played any musical instruments before?
When I was 10, I got guitar lessons from one of my elementary school teachers. I remember what a D chord and like a G chord. I remember the general tune of a guitar, like what it's supposed to sound like when it's tuned.
Good to know. So, have you ever had any experience with the piano before? You look at it, have you ever played with one or played it?
When I was learning guitar, I wanted to learn piano because I heard that was one of the best ways to learn guitar is just learning the keys on piano.
Your favorite song? Do you have a favorite song?
I was just thinking about the Green Day song we were listening to in the car. What's her name?
What's
her
name?
That's a good one.
Okay. Now imagine yourself being able to play that on piano. Does that sound cool or exciting to you? Like being able to play that song. So at the end of our lesson, some of our goals, with the basics you'll learn in this lesson, you'll be able to move on and eventually even be able to learn songs such as that if you continue learning from the stuff we teach you today. And so I'm going to go into some of our goals for this lesson. We want you to be able to play a basic C major scale and then know how to use the basic and proper right hand playing techniques. And on top of that, we're going to be teaching you some basics of sheet music, how to read it, how to write it, and then how to play and read the melody/song, Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Okay.
So, Farah, go ahead, look at the piano, see what you notice, and go ahead, you can play with it, fiddle with it, play some keys. And keep in mind to keep looking for what you hear, what you feel, what you notice about the piano, and what's on it. And feel free to use the entire piano. You don't have to just stick to the orange section. Okay, great. So what are some things you notice about the piano and what's on it? What do you notice? What do you hear?
They're white and black keys.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, as you go up the piano, it's higher in pitch.
Mm-hmm.
A kind of melancholy sound to the black keys. They sound flat. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, actually. So you're totally right. There's the white and the black keys, and the difference is we call the white keys, we call them the natural keys. These are all your natural notes. And the black notes are your sharps and or flats. Mm-hmm. And the reason they sound kind of dissonant or a little bit off is they're whatever the note that they're under, but just a little bit in pitch. It's almost up to the next pitch, but not quite.
Right.
So now, Farah, we're going to move into learning the C major scale and how to have the proper hand technique when you're playing the piano and scales especially. So, playing a C major scale, I'm going to first demonstrate it for you, one octave lower than you. Here, you place your right hand on the keyboard with your thumb on middle C. You want to have your wrist as straight as possible with your hand and your fingers just gently relaxed laying on the keyboard as if you're just placing them there. No tension or strength or anything put into the fingers. So once you have that, they're just resting on the keyboard, and the proper technique for playing a C major scale goes like this. So just watch and listen and see what you notice. One thing in particular that's very, very important when playing the piano, and especially scales, that's the crossover. So as you can see here on these keys, as well as the note names, which is C, D, E, you also have these numbers. So if we're looking at your hand, your fingers are related to these numbers. Your thumb is 1, your index is 2, your middle finger is 3, your ring finger is 4, and your pinky is 5. So I'm going to model it one more time, and this time I'm going to say which finger I'm using, and notice when the crossover happens and how it happens. So we're starting with thumb, index, middle finger. And then when we go to the note of F, we want to cross over and use our 1 again, which is our thumb. So the way we do that, it would be hard if we went over the finger. So what we're going to do, you just lift your index finger and cross your thumb underneath your middle finger, and you're going to hit that F with your thumb, and that frees up all of your other fingers ready to be able to go index, middle, ring, pinky, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and try it yourself. Go as slow as you need to.
C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Keep going, back down.
E, A, G, F, E, D, C.
Great. Well, Farah, now we're going to move into learning about how we can correlate what we have on the piano to what we have on the page. So let me grab this sheet music over here, and we're going to talk a little bit more about some basic sheet music theory first. Music theory. So let's take a look at the 4/4, the time signature again. You'll notice that there's two numbers on here. The top number, it means beats per measure. So if you'll notice here in the measures, there's 4 beats per measure. That's what the number on the top means. And that can change. It could be 5, it could be 10, it could be anything. Typically 4/4 is easy. The bottom note is what kind of note gets the measure. So what that means is we have to talk about a few types of notes. So there are 4 primary types of notes you're going to want to learn in the basics of sheet music. So the first one you see here is called an eighth note. It is half of a quarter note. Next we'll move on to the quarter note. In 4/4, the quarter note gets the beat. So it is 1 of 4 beats. The next one we want to look at is a half note. It is a open, empty circle with the staff line on it. That is equal to 2 quarter notes. So it's 1 and 2. And our final note here is a whole note. So we can have any of these 4 notes in a 4/4 measure as long as the total number of beats equals 4. That's something you'll always need to know as you move forward in all basic music theory and as you learn more about the piano. Okay, so now let's connect these piano notes to what's on the page.
On the staff. C. A little high. Let's adjust that down. Next is B. D goes up 1 whole step from.
So as you read the scale, you go up it. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Well, there we go. So that's how we correlate them. Do you kind of understand how that works so far?
Yep.
Great. So grab your pencil. Go ahead and write in some bar lines, and then starting from C, write the notes and play them. You can do that when it's circled in as well. It's easy. Yeah, so D is just below the first line. E is on the first line. Perfect. One more time, you can go ahead and make one more bar line. Write it again, and say it while you write it. You don't have to play it. You can play it, but you don't have to. Write it while you say it.
C, D, E.
So let's look at that and play it one more time, looking at this walking scale. This is what the scale looks like on the sheet music. So each of these notes are related to each of these notes. And let's go from the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C.
C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Final task for this section. Here is the blank sheet music. Just take this, go ahead and use the bottom one just because that'll be easier. Go ahead and write the C major scale in from memory. There we go. Alright, now we're going to move into our final section, Farah. So, this whole time we've been leading up to and learning sheet music, learning our piano, and learning our C major scale. And all of this has been leading up to being able to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. So, go ahead and take a look at this. This is sheet music for Mary Had a Little Lamb. I am going to let you try to play it. Go ahead, see if you can read and play it. Go as slow as you need to or as fast as you want to.
Oh wait. Yeah.
You got it right. Woo! Alright, so you already have been able to successfully play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Now we just want to work on getting this into your memory because we have a few exercises and tests at the end that we just want to get you through for your retention. Tempo and rhythm. So that relates to the 4/4 since there's 4 beats per measure. If you see it on this sheet music, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this way we have 1, 2 quarter notes and then a half note, which is 2 beats instead of 1 beat, which is the quarter note. The rhythm and tempo is a part of that. So now let's keep saying that 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the first measure of Mary Had a Little Lamb. While going, you're saying 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll just keep the tempo like this. Okay, play the second measure by itself with the tempo.
Okay.
Perfect. Now put them together. So first measure plus the second measure, stopping after that. Going on tempo. Great.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Perfect. And that last one you just played is a what?
Is a whole note.
Whole note. Correct. And what are the beats in here?
Quarter notes.
Great. And where's a half note? Point it out. Awesome. Alright, let's do the whole entire song from the top to the bottom. Here's your tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4.
B, D, C, D, E, E,
So, final test right here. Can you write what you just played? We have it right here. And we're just missing one measure, which is
Oh, you're right.
this one, where we do that same thing again. So,
You're right, I didn't include the second one.
no problem. But then everything else is correct. Da, 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 da. Excellent. So that is amazing. Congratulations!
Thank you.
You're welcome. And as a little special treat, we love a little thing called boba tea. So I'm going to take you out and buy you a drink from Ding Tea. So go forth and play Mary Had a Little Lamb with pride. And take the skills that you have learned about basic sheet music and basic piano playing, and eventually you could even play What's Her Name by Green Day
Oh,
as a piano version.
thank you.
Yeah.